exactly running down the Liverpool lineup this afternoon. Grobbelaar in goals. It's Neil on as substitute for Nicol at right back. Then Lawrenson, Hansen and Beglin. Molby playing just in front of Lawrenson and Hansen. In midfield with Johnston, McMahon and Whelan. And the two strikers for Liverpool, Dalglish and Rush. Liverpool playing from left to right in this second half. A full house here at Goodison Park, some 52,500 people. The normal capacity at Goodison 54, but the police for such a match keeps the crowd down. Everton on the attack, then give it away. Neil heads forward, Johnston chases, Ratcliffe is there. Ball runs out of play, it will be a throw-in to Everton, which the Everton captain Ratcliffe takes. Down to Sheedy, still midway inside his own half, near side of the field, Everton left. Long low ball forward by Sheedy for Heath. Can't make it, and Neil finally clears out of play for another throw-in to Everton. Jimmy Armfield, two interesting tactical moves here. One right from the start with Molby thrown back in the defence for Liverpool, and now this change at half-time bringing Heath on.
Yes, well, I think Kenny Dalglish caught a few people out by putting Molby there, and he's done an extremely good job, really, on Lineker. And I think that's caused Everton a few problems, but of course they had this marvellous start. Liverpool scoring after just, 20 seconds, marvellous goal by Dalglish, caught Everton completely cold, and since then, Liverpool have looked full of confidence. I think Everton had to put Heath on. I don't think they had any alternative, because in the first half, everything went wrong for them. At least now they look to be a bit more spark up front.
It's Heath in possession at the moment on this near left touchline. Tries to find Stephen. Johnston gets the challenge in and wins the throw-in, takes the throw-in himself to Dalglish on the halfway line. Good ball, 25 yards to his left for Beglin. Forward to Whelan, inside the Everton half now. Nice touch through the legs of Bracewell. Whelan long ball forward to Rush inside the penalty area, but he's offside. He chips the ball over Southall, but it doesn't matter because the linesman's flag went up on the far side of the field. So relief for Everton. It's not Everton 0, Liverpool 4, it's still 3-0.
Yes, interesting point that, because when Nicol came off with his shin injury, at the same time Rush wanted to come off. We could see that, couldn't we? And he really looked to be carrying a knock on his knee. But just following that, he had a spurt into the goal mouth, and then of course Liverpool got another goal, and since then there doesn't seem to have been many adverse effects. He looked very sharp, and he caused young Marshall one or two rather embarrassing moments in the first half.
6 minutes gone in the second half. Dalglish, Rush and McMahon, the first half scorers for Liverpool. And now Johnson trying to set up a fourth. Crosses high beyond Southall, but it's gone behind. Craig Johnston couldn't keep the ball in play. It was a tremendous run by Johnston, the Australian who's just signed a new 2-year contract at Anfield to end any lingering speculation that he might want away from Liverpool. And it's a goal kick to Everton. Neville Southall, stunned by that blow after just 20 seconds. Really, he looked the way he groped for the ball as it flew past him, as if he was still in a kickabout. He takes this goal kick right-footed, get good distance. The wind behind him in this second half, but it runs through to Lawrenson. Lawrenson forward, Grobbelaar right as Heath almost slipped in. And Everton trying very hard to get back into this game. It's with Harper. Now Stephen. Harper once more. Inside the centre circle. Forward to Stephen. Back to Harper, and Harper plays it left-footed towards the Liverpool penalty area. Headed clear by Lawrenson, but McMahon takes it back into trouble. It's now with Bracewell, tries the shot, falls for short, and he scored! And Steve McMahon, who put Liverpool 3-0 up just before half-time, has helped bring the score back to 3-1. It was his mistake that let Everton back in. The ball ran to Sharp and he crashed it left foot under the crossbar and behind Grobbelaar. 7 minutes gone in the second half. It's Everton 1, Liverpool 3.
Absolutely right, Alan, yes, and full marks to Bracewell too for putting the pressure on Sharp, on McMahon. Didn't let him settle at all. McMahon really should have kicked it into the terraces because he was under pressure, lost out, and as you say, Alan, marvellous finish by Sharp. Now then, the Everton fans are on the feet at last.
It's with Heath, just outside the penalty area. Inside the penalty area, tries the shot, but Grobbelaar's behind it. Well, if you thought at half-time with a scoreline of 3-0 that this match might be all over, it certainly is not. and the Everton fans get their voice again. Their team's back at it. It's 3-1 still to Liverpool though. Mike Ingham with some other scorelines.
4 other teams have scored at home. Tottenham 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Mark Falco has given Spurs the lead. Oldham 1, Portsmouth 0 in the second division. Roger Palmer for Oldham. Brighton now 2, Wimbledon 0. Mick Ferguson with the second Brighton goal. And the Yorkshire derby, Leeds United 1, Bradford 0, and Peter Lorimer for Leeds.
Well, I wonder if the listeners get the feeling that 51,500 people, which is the official attendance, 51,509 people are enjoying this match. You can certainly tell from the noise. What an atmosphere at Goodison Park. Everton on the attack once more. Heath tries to head clear for Lineker, but Liverpool clear, only to give away a free kick. Offside against Ian Rush, and Ratcliffe will take the free kick for Everton, just a couple of yards from the centre spot, inside his own half, takes it left-footed, high into the Liverpool penalty area, headed clear. Sheedy tries the right foot shot, falls again for Graham Sharp, gets the deflection behind for a corner.
Yes, and I think Everton were a bit unlucky. They didn't get a penalty there. When the ball was knocked into the box, I thought Alan Hansen was up climbing on the back there, and the referee let it go. Corner coming in.
Sheedy takes it left-footed, Sharp on the near post, heads on, helped clear by Hansen though. High, drops midway inside the Liverpool half. Everton win possession once more. And Radcliffe not doing exactly what the crowd wanted him to do. He played it back to Southall. Southall kicks right-footed, high from right to left, deep inside that Liverpool half. Sharp gets his head to it, helped clear by Whelan, only as far as Sheedy. It's now with Stevens, a fullback, back to Van den Haar. Clears right-footed down that far touchline, trying to find Steven. Ball a bit messy at the moment, because neither side has the skill to cool the atmosphere, which is really what's required. What a buzz around Goodison Park. It's back with Southall, kicks right-footed, trying to find Sharp, can't do it, only finds Lawrenson. Neil clears for Liverpool, chested down by Dalglish on the halfway line. It's now with Johnston, inside to Dalglish again. Johnston's making another good run down the Liverpool right, gets possession again, looks up, crosses left-footed to the edge of the penalty area. McMahon shot, deflected, only as far as Sheedy, and back to Southall.
Always danger really when Dalglish has the ball. Lovely chest down in the centre of the field there. Then he fed Johnson down the right-hand side. Cross coming over. Perfect cross really. McMahon struck it well, but it was cleared by an Everton defender. But Dalglish for me is still the inspiration of the Anfield side. Some of the simple balls he gives sets up the play so well. They look absolutely nothing from where we're sat. But, you know, you see players so often try the difficult ball when the easy one is on.
Everton have a free kick about 25 yards out from the Liverpool goal, and Kevin Sheedy with that thunderous left foot comes up to take it, strikes it left-footed, headed clear, only as far as Sheedy again. Can he keep possession? No, he can't. McMahon brings it clear for Liverpool and then gives possession away. It's with Ratcliffe on the halfway line. Good ball down this near side. Everton left for Lineker. Lineker can't keep it in though, and that will be a goal kick to Liverpool.
Well, a pretty good start by Everton in the second half. Of course, the goal, they needed that goal desperately. The first half, everything seemed to go wrong. It was two long shots, really, two well-struck shots, though, by Dalglish and McMahon that's put Liverpool on the glory road at half-time. They had to come out and really push men forward, and they are doing that now. And as I say, the Everton fans have at last got something to cheer about, because in the first half, everything seemed to be going wrong for them.
It's still low. Everton 1, Liverpool 3, 12 minutes gone in this second half. Free kick to Everton, taken by Ratcliffe, high towards the Liverpool penalty area, headed clear once more, only as far as Bracewell. Now down to Stevens, tries a 1-2 with Stephen, finds Stevens again, looks for the cross, decides instead to lay it short for Trevor Stephen, and Stephen plays it out to the far side of the field, taken up by Bracewell, looking to get the cross in, lays it low instead for Heath. Heath just a couple of yards from the Liverpool goal line, far side of the field, almost down by the corner position now. Gets it back, half crossed in, this with Bracewell, bouncing into that Liverpool penalty area. Molby heads clear, helped further clear by McMahon, and out of play on the far side of the field for a throw-in to Everton. You can hardly breathe at Goodison Park at the moment. What a noise. Everton on the attack once more. Bracewell, edge of the penalty area, out to Stephen, breaks into that area, tackle well by Beglin, and out of play once more for another throw-in to Everton, taken by Stevens, the fullback, down to Stephen, and does Stephen foul? Yes, he is foul. Foul just a couple of yards in from the far touchline. That's the Everton right, and this one just about 5 or 6 yards from the Liverpool goal line. Stevens is there, so too is Sheedy. And Sheedy with the left foot must be favoured to take this. Who was it? Stevens runs over it, Sheedy takes it high, Grobbelaar fumbles but just manages to push it clear, and Mulby can clear properly for Liverpool. In fact, he's got plenty of time now because he's been brought down by Shaw. Free kick, the two players shake hands, no bad feeling, and Liverpool have time to compose themselves after this Everton rush. Mike Ingham, some more scorelines.
There are 3 more scores in the First Division. Tottenham 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1 now. Chris Waddle with the third Spurs goal. 3 goals also for Villa now. Ipswich 0, Aston Villa 3. Birch with the third.
And Lineker is through, no. Out comes Grobbelaar. Just together. Lineker was obscured by one of these huge posts in the main stand at Goodison for the moment. I wasn't sure whether he was offside. He wasn't, but Grobbelaar had read the situation properly. And now it's Liverpool are on the attack, though that breaks down because Everton have a throw-in, and Mike Ingham, I think, can finish the scorelines.
And that other goal is a Manchester City equaliser against West Ham. It's 2-2 now at Main Road. The goal from Jim Melrose.
Neil, good ball inside to Whelan, but Whelan loses it, then wins it back. It's with McMahon. Dalglish chips it forward into the penalty area, but to no one. And Southall can dash forward, get the ball, doesn't lift it, plays it with his feet to the edge of the penalty area. It's a rather muggy, cloudy day on Merseyside at the moment. We've had some heavy rain earlier, but the rain has relented for the moment. And the ball right down the other end of the field, where it's a goal kick to Liverpool. And really, what a start to the second half we've had. In those first 45 minutes, Everton had plenty of possession, but really created very little indeed. Perhaps a free kick by Kevin Sheedy that Grobbelaar did very well to save. But apart from that, no danger whatsoever for the Liverpool defence. A different story now, though. And Everton have possession with Harper as he won the free kick off Dalglish. Not a free kick, rather, a throw-in off Dalglish. No, he hasn't. And it's Phil Neal who will take this throw-in on the halfway line, near side of the field, Liverpool right, to Dalglish, and Dalglish chips it on for Rush, who looks as if he's hobbling a little bit, but has to play on now because Liverpool have used their substitution. They won a free kick on this near side of the field, about 10 yards inside the Everton half, and Lawrenson will take it, right-footed. Rush dashes to the edge of the penalty area. Lawrenson strikes it right-footed towards Whelan. Whelan can't make it, but the ball deflects off the head of Stevens for a throw-in far side of the field. Liverpool left, and Whelan will take it. It's level with the edge of the Everton penalty area. Down to Beglin. The cross by Beglin. The flag's up for an offence against Ian Rush. Free kick to Everton.
Just down below us in the stand, Bobby Robson. And I think he'll be looking certainly at the combination of Trevor Stephen and Gary Stevens, 2 of his hopefuls for the World Cup, I would think. And I think in the first half they came under a little bit of pressure, and I think it's good for the manager to see his players under a little bit of pressure like that. I thought that Gary Stevens coped quite well. Trevor Stephen looked a little bit more restricted.
Sheedy forward to Lineker inside the penalty area. Was he brought down? No. And Liverpool can clear. Lawrenson and Lineker went down in a right tangle there. Difficult to see whether there was a foul. Obviously not, according to the referee, Don Shaw. Everton on the attack once more, though. It's with Bracewell on the Everton left. Crosses right-footed, high into the penalty area, headed clear. Only as far as Sheedy once more. High up in the air again. It's with Stevens. Down to Lineker. Lineker trying to make progress inside that penalty area. Can't do, and Liverpool can clear. And now it's with Dalglish. Some danger here. Dashing inside the Everton half towards the penalty area. Across comes Ratcliffe. Dalglish still keeps possession. It's with Rush. Dalglish inside the area, but finally Alan Harper, who followed Kenny Dalglish all the way, got in the crucial interception and fed it to his goalkeeper.
Superb move that by Liverpool. Dalglish showing A lot of pace there too, on these very wet conditions. When he beat Ratcliffe to the tackle, there looked real danger, and a lovely back heel from Rush set it up perhaps for half a chance, but fortunately Everton scrambled it away. But Everton coming back again.
It's all attack. Heath crosses low, but Grobbelaar can get it, and Grobbelaar quickly throws a good intelligent ball that caught Johnson napping just a little bit, unfortunately. Harper intercepted but had to concede the throw-in. So a throw-in to Liverpool, near side of the field, Liverpool right. Still inside the Liverpool half. Neil takes it down to Rush, tries to find Johnston, can't do because Harper's got in there again. And another attack breaks down. Southall clears right-footed, high into that Liverpool penalty area. Lineker's there. Grobbelaar couldn't get it, and Lawrenson finally had to help it out of play on this near side of the field. Another throw into Everton. Harper takes it, down to Sheedy, back to Harper once more, looks up, measures his cross, right-footed, Lineker's there, so too is Sharp. Sharp gets the header, but only as far as Grobbelaar. Mike Ingham, some more scorelines.
Latest scores in all the featured matches. Manchester United on course for another win. West Bromwich Albion 0, Manchester United 2. It's still Chelsea 0, Arsenal 0 in the London derby. Tottenham have got a fourth now against Sheffield Wednesday. Spurs 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1. A second goal for Mark Falco. Newcastle 0, Oxford 0. And another latest First Division score, Nottingham Forest 2, Watford 1. In the Second Division, Oldham 2, Portsmouth 0. Ron Futcher for Joe Royals Oldham. Brighton 2, Wimbledon 0. And Charlton 0, Stoke City 0. Those are the featured scores.
Bracewell has possession for Everton, deep inside the Liverpool half. He's faced by McMahon, turns away from the challenge, finds Stephen inside there, but McMahon's back to challenge. And McMahon has to play it out on the far side of the field to Beglin. Beglin turns away from Beglin and finds McMahon again, and he can clear properly right-footed this time. Vandenheim meets the ball in the air, but it runs to Neil, and Neil feeds Dalglish, near side of the field, Liverpool right, on the halfway line. Is it going to run out of play? It goes. And that will be a throw into Everton. And that scoreline from the Hawthorns, with Manchester United in the lead, just reminding us that, of course, there's rather more than just local pride to play for in this Merseyside derby. Everton were 8 points behind United this morning, and Liverpool a further point behind. And they really can't let the Manchester club get too far in front either of these sides. The points are vital as well as the pride.
I think that Everton have tightened up certainly in the second half since they put Van den Houwe to centre half, and they've moved Ratcliffe across a little bit and switched Harper over. He's come over now to this side. Harper's done very well, but how badly I always think Everton misread in the midfield. He's the general really who led them on last season. He's the one who provided a lot of their ideas. And the other point too is I thought that Mountfield, who was also missing today, was a very important player for them as well. And I think they've missed these two players very badly today.
Liverpool's free kick taken by Neil, looking for Rush, but Rush can only glance the header back into the Everton penalty area. Well, there was so much damage done in that first half. Young Marshall really having a nightmare. But I've got to say, I also saw him at Old Trafford on Wednesday night, and he coped very well indeed on Wednesday with the twin dangers of Hughes and Stapleton. Not so today, though. And that's part of the reason why his side are presently 3 goals to 1 down. Sheedy crosses left-footed towards the penalty area, helped clear by Molby for Liverpool. Rush holds off the challenge of Ratcliffe, his international colleague and friend. Forward to Neil, it's now with Johnston. Dalglish lurking on the far edge of the penalty area. Johnston tries a low right-footed drive, and Southall can gather that easily.
I wouldn't think Kenny Dalglish would have been very pleased with that. I thought Johnson there had a marvellous option on the far side. He'd Whelan and Dalglish both on the back post. Just one Everton defender, and he chose to take his shot. But of course that's the kind of player Johnson is. He likes to go it alone quite often. Dalglish didn't look very, very happy. Southall swallowed it up.
Sheedy, good ball out to this near side of the field for Harper. Back to Ratcliffe, forward to Lineker. 5 yards outside the penalty area, crosses in there. Bad header clear by Hansen. McMahon does a better job, headed on by Dalglish to Rush and back to Neil, and Neil forward to Rush, but Rush is definitely carrying an injury because even though that wasn't a good ball by Phil Neal, he made no serious attempt to get it. It's a throw-in to Everton. On this near side, that's the Everton left, midway inside their own half, taken by Harper down to Sheedy, back to Harper once more, good ball, flicked forward there by Heath. Heath is there, tries to find Sharp, can't do. Lineker challenges for Lawrenson, And is the ball going to run behind? The ball runs behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. And let us welcome listeners to the World Service this afternoon, wherever you may be listening. Welcome to Goodison Park on Merseyside, where with 23 minutes gone in the second half of this 133rd Merseyside derby, it's Everton 1, Liverpool 3, and what a tremendous occasion it is. Such noise, such bite to the play, and I'm glad to say too, such skill this afternoon. Sometimes amidst the tension, the skill can be forgotten. Not so today. We've seen some good goals. We've also seen, I must say, some dreadful mistakes by the Everton defence in the first half, but Everton really have calmed down since half-time and helped themselves with the substitution of Heath for Marshall, and they're much more in this game. It's Liverpool who have possession though. It's with Neil. Good ball forward by Neil for Johnston to chase, but Ratcliffe's very quickly over there, and Ratcliffe gets in the challenge, has to concede the corner, but Ratcliffe confirming that he's one of the fastest central defenders in the country. The corner quickly taken by Johnson for the release. Back to Johnson, drives low all along the ground in front of Southall and behind for a goal kick.
Superb move, yes, by Liverpool again. Lovely ball from Dalglish. Just caught Harper, just left him stranded. Put Johnson coming in from the corner flag. He chose actually to drive it across the box. It looked a good ball to me, but Liverpool had nobody coming in on it. I think Everton seem to have lost a little bit of impetus now. They had just after the break, when they started very well. But they look a more settled unit, as you say, Alan. Good match, though, isn't it?
Tremendous occasion. We're into the last quarter of the game. Liverpool leading by 3-1. And for commentary and the rest of the match, Mike Ingham.
For commentary, other latest scores. Newcastle have just gone in front against Oxford. Newcastle 1, Oxford 0. That's Peter Beardsley at St James's Park. Also in the First Division, an away goal for Coventry. Southampton 0, Coventry 1, little Terry Gibson. And in Scotland, Rangers 0, Dundee 1, which is a bit of a surprise. Rangers top of the table, but losing at home to Dundee. And this too, in front of us here this afternoon, has to go down as a little bit of a surprise, of course. Everton had that great win in midweek against Manchester United. They came into it with that superb tonic, but they're trailing here 3-1, and they're going to lose unless Gary Stevens on the ball over on the far side and the right can do something about it. But Bruce Grobbelaar's handling is confident at the near post. Gary Stevens showing good pace on the overlap as Everton have to really get all the men forward now. And this afternoon began with a nice bit of psychology from the home team, really. Howard Kendall getting presented with the Manager of the Year award. But since the game started, Liverpool have gone ruthlessly forward, scoring after only 20 seconds. Ian Rush is going to plant the ball in the back of the net, but he must have known, I think, that the whistle went some 15 seconds or so before that, and that's time wasted, really. Perhaps the referee, Don Shaw, might care to have a word with Ian Rush about that. Anyway, play proceeds. It's going to be a free kick deep in defence for Everton. And all this game needed, really, at the start of the second half was an Everton goal, and we had that within 7 minutes through Graham Sharp. But it's Everton 1, Liverpool 3. And Craig Johnston, who's gone back to help out now, just bringing in the ball away, edge of his own penalty area, slots it to this near side to Ian Rush, who's really now moving at only about 50% with the knee injury. Good determined tackle coming in from Van den Houw on Kenny Dalglish. The ball out of play, and there's another score now. Alan Green has it for us.
An important scoreline from the Hawthorns, which will please neither of these two sides in front of us at Goodison Park. It's now West Brom 0, Manchester United 3, Clayton Blackmore for Manchester United.
Well, we saw Manchester United win 3-0 at Manchester City last week. We saw Manchester United get 3 goals at Nottingham as well. They really are powering away at the moment. And just to underline, well, obviously United are going to win that game now. Just to underline, if Everton, as it looks like they're going to do, fail here, then they will be 11 points behind Manchester United. Long way to go still, of course, in the season. Lineker shooting wide, and a little unselfishly too, with Heath in support and Sharp as well. He snatched at it rather. And although there is a long way to go still in this season, 11 points is going to be something to make up. Jimmy Armfield, more comments from you, please.
Yes, it is. I think it's a lot to make up, but football, a lot of funny things happen. But Lineker there, Everton put a good move together. Lineker was cutting in from the inside left position. Sharp was standing on his own, really, if he'd just side-footed it across to him. He chose, though, to take his shot. But at this stage, I still think Everton are struggling to break down these 3 central defenders that Kenny Dalglish has opted to play today. He's got Lawrence and Spare most of the time, with Molby and Hansen on either side, and they've done particularly well.
Everton free kick 15 yards in on this near side, the left. Sheedy takes it, it's fallen to Trevor Steven, and it's been struck against the bar by Gary Lineker, 3 or 4 yards from goal. Trevor Stephen dug it in as Kevin Sheedy found him from the free kick. And Gary Lineker, well, it was an instinctive thing, really. Hits the bar when perhaps it might have been easier to score. How guilty do you think he was there, Jimmy, of a mistake?
No guilt at all. He just did the right thing. Stephen drove it across the box. It was a dangerous ball. It had beaten the Liverpool backline, and Stephen just stuck his leg out. He had to lunge at it, really. He was only 3 or 4 yards out. And it went up. It hit the bar, went over. You know, it's one of those things. I don't think anybody knew where it had gone. Just an instinctive reaction. A bit of bad luck, that, for Everton.
It's a magnificent game because Everton are still getting the chances to come back. 27 minutes gone in the second half. They're losing at the moment 3-1, but they're still getting the chances. And here's another very important score now from Alan Green.
Yes, more bad news for Merseyside from the Hawthorns. It's now West Bromwich Albion 0, Manchester United 4. Frank Stapleton getting the fourth. And up at St James's Park, Newcastle 2, Oxford 0. Neil McDonald for Newcastle United.
At last, a little bit of possession for Liverpool now on this near side as they're playing it through the midfield, and now they found the manager, Kenny Dalglish, but he's hustled out of it by Ratcliffe. Looks at the referee, Dalglish does, but no offence, play waved on, and Everton combining well again down on this near side there left. Alan Harper, former Liverpool player, cut out by McMahon, former Everton player. Long ball from McMahon, a little bit aimless that. Ian Rush was never going to reach that one in his condition at the moment. He wanted to come off, but of course Liverpool had already made their substitution in the first half, with Steve Nicol coming off, and Phil Neal, well, he was dropped from this game. The first derby, it looked as if he was going to miss since 1974. A run of 27 consecutive derbies by Phil Neal. But now he is taking part in this game, and indeed he came on after half an hour, so he's going to enjoy at least 2/3 of this 133rd derby. Kevin Ratcliffe, the Everton captain, under pressure heads it, and it's pumped forward by Whelan to Rush, and Rush tries to go round Neville Southall. Southall comes out and half saves it, and in the end it's cleared away by Vanden Houwen. Stevens to the far side to safety. Brave goalkeeping by Neville Southall. A little bit sluggish by his own very high standards there from Ian Rush, who could have killed this game off with 15 minutes to go. Everton, though, get it away. Liverpool over on the far side, the left. It's with McMahon. McMahon 12 against 12. Heath on McMahon, but Beglin now into Whelan's path, tight to the line on the left. Whelan tries to fire it into the penalty area. It gets a deflection. Craig Johnston's back now, helping McMahon, and Johnston slips. He wouldn't have made it anyway, I don't think, because Kevin Sheedy was in front of him, and Sheedy now has made 15 yards already to this near side, approaching and now crossing the halfway line, just checks and drifts in field. Good support work by Paul Bracewell, and Bracewell in turn transfers it to the far side, 10 yards into the Liverpool half. Everton attacking the Gladys Street end. All the goals in that end in this game, all 4 goals. Great pace now from Trevor Stephen. Stephen gets the ball in, Heath dummies. Doesn't reach Sharp or Lineker though, and Liverpool just dig it away. Throw into Everton though, midway inside the Liverpool half. Over on the far side, Gary Stevens to Heath. Hanson's towering above Heath, and Heath has to play it short back to Stephen. And Hanson was towering above Heath, and in fact he's been adjudged to have fouled him in the back. So free kick to Everton, just a couple of yards away from the penalty area, over on the far side, the right. Sheedy's there looking to maybe bend it with the left foot. Gary Stevens is there. Sheedy runs over it. Stevens plays it into the area. Hanson against Sharp. And the ball runs out in the end off Jim Beglin for a corner kick to Everton over on the far side. And just before Kevin Sheedy takes that, Alan Green has more scores for us.
Quickly, 2 scorelines. It's Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1, Charlie Nicholas for Arsenal. And in the second division, Leeds United 1, Bradford City 1.
Sheedy's corner then. Little dipper to the near post. Back header from Sharp, headed away by Hanson. Still in the penalty area. Dalglish half clears it. Harper, good intelligent ball back to the right again, where Sheedy had stayed after taking that corner. Sheedy's cross is deflected. And now, well, Ian Rush is setting off on a sprint. Neville Southall's coming 10 yards out of his goal and steers it to this near side. Great pace still in the game though, Jimmy, tremendous pace.
Oh, it has been absolutely fantastic, and when you think about it, everything went wrong for Everton the first half. A goal in the first minute against them from distance, another long shot which put the third in just before half-time. 2 crucial moments really. Everything's gone wrong, but they're still showing a lot of character, coming back, getting men into forward positions. I think really pleased the way they played in the second half, and the fans should be as well.
Well, you cannot say that this match is finished yet, because Everton are still pressing. Gary Lineker's got a knock, and he's hobbling on his feet again though now, and Lineker will want to get forward because Everton are pressing down that far side. Gary Stevens floats the ball into the penalty area, far too near Grobbelaar, who on the penalty spot hugs the ball and takes a little heat out of the moment.
the final ball has not been as good. And I think those early goals that Liverpool scored, I think they took a little bit of the confidence out of Everton, who haven't started quite as convincingly as they finished last season. One or two moments of doubt start to creep in, and that's one way that it shows.
And the Liverpool fans behind Neville Southall's goal, lifting their team again with 30 minutes to go here. They now must be pretty confident. And Craig Johnston trying to get on a long ball from Phil Neal, just a little bit too much pace on the ball, skids away off the greasy surface. Goal kick to Everton. And Alan Green has very latest scores for us.
A very latest score just come through to me. It's now Chelsea 1, Arsenal 1. Pat Nevin with the equaliser for Chelsea. Also in the First Division, Tottenham 5 now, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Glenn Hoddle with the 5th goal for Spurs. Southampton 1, Coventry 1. David Armstrong, the equaliser for Southampton. And Nottingham Forest 3, Watford 1.
You might just have heard the Everton groan then as Gary Stevens got into a good position and then hit it straight to Beglin, and now Liverpool have got out of trouble very nicely. Good bit of work from McMahon on the left, and then tries to pick up Johnston on the right, but it's nicely read by Alan Harper. Good work by him, that. But Harper's ball forward deserved better, and it's come straight back to Liverpool on the right. Craig Johnston attacking the penalty area, and just inside the area. Oh, he just doesn't make the pass to Dalglish, and Dalglish is furious because it would have been 1 against 1 there. And Everton were able to scrape it away to safety to this near side. Kenny Dalglish, who really has pulled off a master stroke here. A lot of secrecy about his team. He didn't announce it until an hour before the kick-off. He named all his fit 15 players and then surprised us all by playing Jan Molby very much at the back, who's been such a revelation in midfield this season. But Molby has been entirely defensive today against Sharp and Lineker, and really has looked the part as well. It was a masterstroke from Dalglish, and then a masterstroke by the Scot himself to score his first league goal of the season after only 20 seconds to give Liverpool the lead. Liverpool defending now, and it's Beglin taking it off little Adrian Heath, who's come on as a substitute for the rather unfortunate young Ian Marshall, playing in his first Merseyside derby. Struggled a lot, really, it has to be said, against Ian Rush in the first half. It meant all kinds of tactical rearrangements here. That move was made at half-time, and Everton immediately prospered with that goal 7 minutes into the second half from Graham Sharp. But it remains Everton 1, Liverpool 3, and we have 10 minutes to go here at a murky, rainy Goodison Park. But the players on both sides have really set us alight here with some terrific football. Everton 1, Liverpool 3. Everton deep in defence, take a throw. Sheedy to Harper. Tight to the line on this near side, away to our left. Away to our right. And a foul on Dalglish, this time by Paul Bracewell. Liverpool's free kick is taken quickly already by Neal. Johnston. Square ball to McMahon. Now back to this near side again to Phil Neal. Liverpool playing little triangles on the right. Neal cross, misses Rush. Whelan picks it up over on the far side, edge of the area. Tucks it back to Beglin. Beglin over the top. Disappointing finish that from Jim Beglin after Liverpool had moved quite sweetly from right to left. Comments from Jimmy Armfield, then we'll have some more scores.
Yes, I think the steam's gone out of Everton a little bit now. They made the grand effort just after half-time, but Liverpool has soaked up the pressure that they did put on them. The midfield though of Liverpool are starting to play a bit more now. Dalglish has been absolutely magnificent. For me, he's been the best player on the pitch.
And Dalglish bravely selecting himself as well. Paul Walsh, of course, was very much pressing his claim to be alongside Ian Rush, but Dalglish stuck by himself, and his experience has proved to be absolutely vital. Here are those other latest scores.
Yes, a rundown on the latest scores. First from the Hawthorns, it's now West Brom 1, Manchester United 5, Garth Crooks for West Brom, but Alan Brazil, his former Spurs club mate, scoring the 5th for Manchester United. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 1, Spurs 5, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Newcastle United 2, Oxford United 0, Oldham 2, Portsmouth 0, Brighton 2, Wimbledon 0, Charlton 0, Stoke 0, and here's another interesting scoreline. It's Luton 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0, and John Gregory and Mick Harford have both been sent off in that match.
Well, leaving aside your own loyalties, 3 of the biggest games of the day have had a lot of goals in them, which is good to see. 5 goals from Manchester United, all those goals from Tottenham as well, and we've had 4 here. Everton 1, Liverpool 3, but we're entering now the last 7 minutes of this game, and Everton desperately need another score if they're to really press home in the last 6 or 7 minutes. They're over on the far side at the moment. Graham Sharp is making Jim Beglin play the ball, and he does it neatly too. Finds Whelan, and Whelan hits it first time into the Everton half. Everton playing from right to left in the blue, and now sweeping to this near side, are they? Kevin Ratcliffe in the centre circle. No, he goes down the centre, looking for Sharp's head. Good challenge on Sharp in the air by the acting Liverpool captain today, Alan Hansen. Now Gary Stevens to Paul Bracewell, 2 England men together. Bracewell, 5 yards from the penalty area to Sheedy. Sheedy through to Heath. Heath! And it's there from Gary Lineker! And Gary Lineker almost fell over the ball, really. 2 yards from goal. It was Heath's strike. Grobbelaar went down for it. And Gary Lineker from 2 yards out scores another goal for Everton, his 8th of the season. And this time it's Gary Lineker on the floor, not in the air. He's had so many goals in the air. But what it has done is set us up for an absolutely tumultuous climax here, because with 6 minutes to go, it's Everton 2, Liverpool 3.
Well, I was just saying, I thought the sting had gone out of Everton, and then they popped up with good move there. 4 or 5 passes, Bracewell, Stephen involved in it. Eventually got through to Heath on the right-hand side. He did well too. He slotted it across the box, and there was Lineker running in to put the final touch to it. So what a finish we've got now. It's been a superb match, absolutely superb.
What a climax we're in store for now as Everton come again on the right. It's Trevor Stevens' ball. It isn't going to reach Graham Sharp because Jan Molby is back, cutting it out and just hitting it really anywhere into the crowd over on the far side. All the Evertonians away to our left are on their feet punching the air. Can they do it, the champions? They haven't lost a home match here in 1985. December 84 it was when they last lost at home to Chelsea. They're still facing defeat here, but they're fighting. And Ian Rush is on the ball, midway inside the Everton half. Uses McMahon, and McMahon is going through. He's got Dalglish on his left, and can Dalglish finish? No, he can't. He's over the bar. And Neville Southall had slipped. And the goal was at Dalglish's mercy. And Dalglish fires it wide. And the Liverpool fans cannot believe it.
I can't believe that myself, really. It was unbelievable. Because when they got through, there seemed to be three Liverpool shirts, 1 Everton. McMahon did the right thing. Phil Neal, it was, who popped up in the middle. He slotted it across, and Kenny Dalglish, as he teed himself up to score, Southall actually slipped. So he had all the goal to shoot at, and he must have been no more than 4 or 5 yards, and he put it over the top. I never thought I'd see Kenny Dalglish do that.
The rain is plastering down here at Goodison Park. The players down below are drenched to the skin. But what vigour coming in from both sides now as Everton push forward, hoping to pull off an amazing comeback here. 3-0 down at half-time. It is now Everton 2, Liverpool 3, and Everton at last are starting to fire like the champions of last season. A little discussion there between captain and manager Howard Kendall and Kevin Ratcliffe as Everton win themselves a free kick 10 yards in from the left touchline and midway inside the Liverpool half. It's Kevin Sheedy with it. And it's Jim Beglin, as the crowd appeal for handball, just digging it away to Rush on the halfway line. Finds Dalglish, and Dalglish back to Rush. And great covering work by Pat Vanden Hauwe, who manages to smother Rush and to get the ball back to Neville Southall. And Southall obviously has cleared very quickly. The ball bounces midway inside the Liverpool half, headed away by Hansen. And another header coming in from Whelan up to the centre circle. But Everton get it back again. Harper can't find Bracewell, hits a Liverpool man, McMahon. And now Rush just smooths it to this near side to Phil Neal, and a long ball from Phil Neal for Craig Johnston, and Everton are caught here with only 3 men at the back. Johnston has slowed things down slightly, but he looks across for a precision cross to Dalglish, and Dalglish takes it, and Dalglish is wide again. He did absolutely everything right. It was roughly the same position as well, only 8 and 9 yards from goal. It was possibly easier to score, and Kenny Dalglish couldn't.
Well, he threw his head in his hands after that. It's a wonder he didn't miss that as well. It was amazing because, as you say, Mike, everything was right. Johnson looked up, the perfect chip. It went over the top of Vanden Hauwe, and as Southall came out, Dalglish put it wide. I can't believe it, really.
And even Jimmy Armfield on his 50th birthday today, I think, would have scored that one. Happy birthday to Jim, and let me tell you, you share your birthday with Trevor Stephen. He's 22, but
is he?
He's a little younger.
He is, yes, but he might not have been a good player though, Mike, you know.
And I don't know how Jimmy organised it for his 50th birthday to be on a Saturday match day, but it couldn't have been a better game for him to enjoy. And it's not over yet because Trevor Stephen is taking on Beglin, tight to the line, and he's won himself a corner kick. Over on the far side, we have 2.5 minutes, perhaps a little longer than that to go, here at Goodison Park. And it's Everton 2, Liverpool 3, and the Everton corner. And noticeably, Pat Vanden Hauwe is going up for it as well. Substitute Heath falls over under pressure in the Liverpool penalty area, and Liverpool are just able to whack it away to safety over on the far side. Everton 2, Liverpool 3, and these are supposed to be tight games, of course. 1-0 affairs both last season, both won by Everton. Liverpool look as if they're going to get revenge, but who knows? It's Rush just inside his half to Dalglish, and Dalglish this time setting off. He could have had 4, Dalglish. Now Whelan, and there is space on this near side if McMahon can see Johnston. Oh, and McMahon goes all the way himself. Neville Southall takes it, and he's cleared very quickly into the Liverpool half. And it falls to the birthday boy, Trevor Stephen. Now then, can he climax his 22nd birthday with a dramatic equaliser? Adrian Heath turns away from Hansen, and still Adrian Heath on the ball. Jim Beglin has fouled him, has 8-0. But Everton have won a corner. Great stuff.
Tackle. Yes, great tackle that by Beglin, because Heath had done well. He'd slipped his marker. But amazing, the pace has been unrelenting. They're still going.
Sheedy's corner, 2 minutes to go. 2-3 here in the Merseyside derby. Grobbelaar's fist onto Gary Stevens' head, and he's found Sheedy again over on the far side. Sheedy's cross. Sharp and Lineker go in. It falls to Alan Harper, and Harper had to hit it quickly. Edge of the D. It's wide. Grobbelaar's kick. Alan Green.
I think other scorelines almost seem superfluous today in the midst of this match, but there are 2 important scorelines in the First Division. It's now Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1. Remember, Chelsea were a goal behind there. Nigel Spackman's penalty putting Chelsea 2-1 up, and it's Birmingham City 1, Leicester City 1, right for Birmingham.
Well, we opened up Sport on 2 today at 1:30, saying that this was a game maybe for at least 90 minutes to allow Merseyside to forget all the problems that they have here. It's a rather dismal, frustrated atmosphere, of course, in this city at the moment for very many different reasons. But at least the 51,500 who've squeezed into this ground this afternoon have had a match to forget all those problems, just for the moment anyway. It's been splendid fare, and this 133rd Merseyside derby is entering its last minute, and Everton, the champions, are facing their first home defeat of the season. But it's a great match. It's 3-2 to Liverpool, and Hansen and Lawrenson and Molby are using all their weight and all their determination to force it away to this near side. And 10 yards from the corner flag on the near side, the left, it's Alan Harper's throw. The Liverpool supporters are blowing their amateur whistles. They want the final whistle here. They are nervously biting their fingernails as Molby just hits it anywhere really into the Everton half. Southall is going to have to come out of his goal to play the ball. Referee Don Shaw looks at his watch. There is little time to go now. We are playing only 15 seconds left here, and Liverpool just hoik it away to this near side, but it won't run out of play. Sharp takes his eye off the ball, and Phil Neal is now defending for Liverpool. A cheeky little back healer from Phil Neal to Craig Johnston. Johnston goes down the line to Ian Rush. The yellow flag is over on the far side. The Liverpool fans think the final whistle has gone. It hasn't. It's an Everton free kick. But there is now, I have made it 20 seconds played already of added time in this fast and furious and dramatic game. Don Shaw looks at his watch. Everton are trying to build, and they can't. It is all over. The Liverpool fans embrace the Liverpool players embrace each other. Craig Johnston goes to the far end to clap for the support that they received. But no question about this, Jimmy, although Liverpool just nose in front now, 47-46 in the series, the winner today, it's a bit of a cliche, but the winner today, undoubtedly, football on Merseyside.
The best game I've seen this season, definitely. Full of action. Liverpool the best team in the first half. 2 long shots, really, that brought the 2 vital goals, one for Dalglish, the other one for McMahon, just on the beginning and the end of the half. But in the second half, Everton changed the tactics, and they came out and did extremely well to pull it back to 3-2.
And just a final thought, really, the England manager Bobby Robson has just disappeared below us, and his face really beaming, says it all really. Shaking hands with officials from Everton and Liverpool. He's enjoyed his afternoon. We certainly have. Hope you have too. The final score here, Everton 2, Liverpool 3.